Practical tips for dealing with queries made by the tax authority. Inquiries that are made by tax authorities may commence in the form of an informal query made with the taxpayer or its agent arising from a tax return. In many cases, the tone of the questions at an early stage may be casual. However, it is imperative to take the queries seriously, adhering to the following tips. 1. Seek professional advice to guide you on matters such as whether the query or notice you have received is valid, taking into account statutory timelines for the making of inquiries relating to tax returns. Owing to pressure of work, it is not rare to encounter instances where tax authorities make inquiries that are not valid due to lapse of the statutory timelines within which such inquiries require to be made. Where that is the case, it is important to raise the matter as a procedural point as soon as possible. This may help conclude a potential dispute summarily, hence saving you time and other resources. 2. Avoid placing yourself in a technical disadvantage by setting out your technical arguments in full prematurely and before properly understanding the nature of the query. A taxpayer may be inclined to do this in the mistaken assumption that such action will aid in avoiding a drawn-out process with the tax authority. 3. Where the tax authorities require the taxpayer to respond to correspondence, such response should be made in a timely fashion within set deadlines. This avoids creating the impression that the taxpayer is uncooperative. Also, where the taxpayer notes that meeting the deadline is not possible, then it is good practice to make a written request seeking an extension to the deadline. 4. Where a request is made by the tax authority for additional information and documentation, it is prudent for the taxpayer to review such requests so as to avoid providing that which is not strictly needed so as to conclude the inquiry. This avoids prompting irrelevant lines of investigation and prolonging the matter. In addition, before responding to such inquiries, one needs to consider the possible breach of obligations owed to other parties, such as legal professional privilege or data protection legislation. 5. Where the tax authority proposes to meet you as the taxpayer, it is prudent to ask in advance for a detailed agenda for the meeting. Moreover, during the meeting, it is important to take detailed notes on the matters discussed. Remember that each situation can be unique, and it's essential to consult with a professional who is knowledgeable about tax laws in your jurisdiction for personalized guidance. Always prioritize compliance and transparency when dealing with tax authorities to minimize potential legal and financial repercussions.